Josh, Coach Blue. Man, I've been thinking all day about that question. What is it that freaks me out about running 100 miles? I mean, that sounds kind of silly in and of itself, but what is it really? And I think I figured out the answer. Brother, I psyched myself out. I have for years. I remember never wanting to run a 50 miler until I was challenged because I kind of didn't follow through with a promise. And that situation, that experience opened my eyes to a huge amount of possibilities. But again, at 50 miles, I couldn't imagine myself going any further, man. I was hurting, I was hating life. But then it got me thinking, what is it really? That fear that I've had is because I've psyched myself out. It got me thinking a little bit about how much we fail to do because we allow the outside to influence us. We allow our brain to take over the rest of our heart and our body. And it got me thinking today that I'm psyching myself out for no reason. You know what, Josh? It's not only possible to run 100 miles, it's probably possible to run 200, 300, 400, 1,000 miles. It just may take you a little while to get there. And I teach this all the time. And it's funny when you got to take a dose of your own medicine. But I've really liked that question today, brother. I've psyched myself out believing that I can't do it, and therefore it's become my truth. And I'm ready to challenge that, so I appreciate you asking that question. But now flipping the coin, right? Tonight, I'm going to go run with Team Addict II Athlete as we do this Break the Cycle run. It's something we do every year to kind of bring some awareness to the addiction process, new people on the team. That addiction hits everyone. And so what we do is we start down south of county, and we run down every main street in Utah County. And we do that not only to just bring awareness, but also bring some understanding that we can do hard things. So your question kind of hit me hard because it's exactly what I teach. But tonight when we go running, I'm going to use it as my starting line to train for this 100 miler that we're going to be doing. I would love to have more people join us on our journey to kind of share in the shenanigans that I'm sure are going to kind of take over one of these days, but also to kind of prove to them that they can do hard things. And it doesn't just have to be people on Team Addict II Athlete. It could be anyone who doesn't believe it's possible. So I'm curious, Josh, as I'm taking tonight to become my starting line, what's going to be your starting line? What do you have planned that's going to help you get ready? Because you also said something that kind of shook me in my boots there. And it was, as long as you're prepared, doing the work to get there, you're going to make it. Man, I'm telling you, that's the biggest thing for me. I have to make it a priority. In order to make it a priority, I'm going to have to sacrifice other things that I would love to be doing for stuff that I want to do in order to make this 100-mile happen. So gone are some of the days that I spent maybe lounging on the couch, scrolling through TikTok. Maybe gone are the times of waking up late, trying to sleep in, and becoming a little bit more disciplined. If I'm gonna do that, I have to have a designated starting day. And that day is tonight. I'm gonna start tonight training for this 100 miler. And I'm sure we've got a little bit of time, but if I procrastinate too much, because Josh, man, I am the best procrastinator. I don't know if you have that problem, but I always procrastinate, and all of a sudden I realize that school project, like Brian Regan, it's due tomorrow. So that 100 miler is going to be here before we know it, even though I know it's a couple months away, maybe a year or so, I think is what we're talking about. But tonight's my starting line. Today's my starting day. What's your starting day, Josh? What do you have planned? What's coming up that you're going to use as a catalyst to help get you going and moving? Because as we throw these videos back and forth, we're gonna learn a lot about each other. And I'm curious, man, what's your starting line? What's your go day? Let me know, brother. I'm curious about that. See you next time.